Hello everyone, my name is Sheree and I'm here today to do my August wrap up. I end up reading 5 books this month. I had planned on reading more since my weekends are about to be filled with college football, but I got really busy and 5 books, I still consider that to be a great number. Actually, 1 book would be a great number for me. So I realized I didn't actually do a Booktubeathon wrap up, so I want to start with those books first. I end up reading 2 books during the Booktubeathon, and the first book I read was You by Carolyn Kepnes. This is a story of a guy named Joe, and he works at a bookstore, and one day this girl comes into the bookstore and he becomes enamored with her, and then he becomes obsessed with her, and he has decided in his head that they are going to be together no matter what. I actually did a review on this book and I'll leave a link in the description box down below. I did enjoy this book. It was very interesting to be inside the head of Joe. It was interesting to be inside the head of the person doing the creeping. I enjoyed it but didn't love it, and I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5. The next book I read was The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the second book in the Raven cycle. We continue the story of Blue and the Raven boys as they go on their journey trying to find a dead king named Glendower. Now, I read the Raven boys earlier this year and I really liked that book. I did not like The Dream Thieves as much as like the Raven boys. I found that I just didn't care about the characters enough in this book. I still like Maggie Stiefvater's writing and I still want to continue on with the story. I own the 3rd book and I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I'm sure I'm going to get to it before the end of this year. I end up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5. The next book I read was my favorite book I read this month, and that was The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Heidi W. Dorough. This is a story about this little girl named Rachel and how she is the sole survivor of a family tragedy, and she ends up moving across the country to live with her strict African American grandmother. Rachel is of mixed race and she has to deal with coming to terms with who she is and how the color of her skin affects her, and it was so good. I really enjoyed this book, and I did a review on this book as well. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and I gave this book a 5 out of 5. After that, I read Beautiful Darkness by Kami Garcia and Margaret Stahl. This is the second book in the Castor Chronicles, I believe that's what it's called, and this continues the story of Lena and Ethan while Lena is trying to come to terms with whether or not she is going to be a light caster or a dark caster. I think that's what they're called. I can't remember right now, but it pretty much continues that story. I read Beautiful Creatures earlier this year and I enjoyed it. I did not so much enjoy this one. This one, it just, for a long period of time, I felt like nothing was happening. I liked the last third of this book. I understand when people say that Lena got on people's nerves in this book because she sure got on mine. I understood why she was upset, but yeah, she got on my nerves. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up reading the rest of the series. I ended up giving this book a 2 out of 5. And the last book I read was actually an audiobook, and that was William Shakespeare's Star Wars by Ian Doescher. This was definitely a fun book to listen to. I would definitely recommend the audiobook version. This is pretty much a William Shakespeare take on the Star Wars series, and I love Star Wars, so I was so excited to start listening to this, and I listened to it and I really enjoyed it, and I believe I either gave it a 4 or 4.5 out of 5. So those are books I read in the month of August. I started a couple others. One I ended up putting down, which was Conversion by Catherine Howe. I haven't decided if I'm going to pick that back up yet. I really didn't get that far and the characters are kind of getting on my nerves and I really wasn't in the mood to be annoyed. And I also started The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, which you will see in my September TBR that's coming soon. And I started this book. I'm so glad I finally started it. I really am enjoying it and I hope to continue it and finish it in September. So again, those are the books I read in the month of August. Let me know what books you read in the month of August, as well as your favorite book that you read in the month of August. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!